me again, Lauren, and I'm finally doing another vlog. I'm here at Otakon 2013 with two of my friends who are also journalists. Asia, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Like Lauren said, I'm Asia. I am a reporter with dailydot.com, and we are an online newspaper of record, and we report on internet news and culture. So I am their fandom reporter, and that's why we're here at Otakon. And I'm also here with my other daily.com reporter, Mike.
My name's Mike Fenn. I'm a reporter with the Daily Dot, along with Asia. And I also blog with Geekadelphia, which is a Philadelphia-based geek-centric publication. So I'm here representing them as well.
And Lauren's with Crunchyroll this weekend.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I'm working with Otaku USA, actually, but I'm so excited about the article that I'm about to write, also going up on Crunchyroll.com. It was just...
Ooh.
I mean, that was kind of the selling point. That's why I wanted to cover it for them. They're like, oh, we'll put it on Crunchyroll, too.
But you've been to Otakon before, right?
Oh, yeah, this is my 7th Otakon. Oh, my goodness.
How many as a reporter?
As a reporter, I'd say 3. And it just gets better every year.
Yes.
And that's why, well, as you know, I'm working on my digital guides about fandom reporting. And number 6 is going to be coming out this August. It's on covering live events. Now, I know that the way I cover live events is different than the way other reporters do. We all do it differently. So I have Asia and Mike here today, and I'm going to ask them a few questions about how they've decided to tackle Otakon 2013 coverage. All right, Asia, I'm going to start with you.
Oh no!
What?
Pressure.
Now, what is your reporting angle for Otakon 2013? What stories have you been looking at while you're here?
Well, this is the thing about Daily Dot. Because we report on internet culture, we are not, as a paper, we're not as interested in what news may be coming to fans. That is, we're not going to be reporting on, the newest release of your favorite anime series. We're not going to be reporting on the Kenshin movie. Because those are things that happen outside of fandom. So what we're interested in, and especially what I'm interested in as a reporter, is what the fans are doing. So I won't be doing that many celebrity interviews. I won't be really paying attention to, the news coming out of anime, of Aniplex, for example. I'll be going around talking to fans, finding out, what's going on in the fandom communities. Like for earlier, as an example, earlier today I was talking to a group of people from the Baltimore Lolita community, and what they do here in Baltimore, and how they get together, and how it sort of brought them together as fans. That's the thing that I love to do, and that's typically what I do during most conventions that I cover. You won't see me doing a lot of interviews. I'll be going around instead and talking to the fans. So if you see me this weekend, talk to me.
What about you, Mike?
Okay, well, what I'm doing, I'm kind of doing the same thing Asia is with the fans and everything like that, but capitalizing on the Daily Dot's penchant for internet coverage. I've been going around and interviewing people who have come to the convention dressed as internet memes. So I'm kind of seeing the similarities and differences, why they chose a meme over dressing strictly as something related to anime or video games or some other facet of pop culture. Speaking of that, I'm also looking at people who have come in non-anime and non-video cosplay. I saw someone dressed as Ernest, there's someone dressed as Beetlejuice walking around, there's a lot of Marvel and DC Comics people. So I am questioning them and saying, okay, how's the best way to put this? Are you facing any sort of negative reaction for coming to an anime convention not as an anime character? And so far, the overall answer has been no. Everyone's been very welcoming of them. Everyone's been stopping them for pictures. So I think that's an interesting look into fans and convention culture specifically, how it's very welcoming.
We've talked a lot about that this weekend, actually. The whole trend of not just anime fandom, but all fandoms in general, their conventions, their points of participation expanding to sort of overlap with all these other fandoms. So you're not just coming here for anime, you're coming here for Homestuck, you're coming here for Legend of Korra, you're coming here for Deadpool, Spider-Man /
Yeah, what's interesting is that we've run into lots of other reporters besides ourselves, and only a fraction of them seem to be working for anime industry publications or for even anime fan publications. A lot of these people are working for outlets that you didn't realize had anything to do with Otakon, like, for example, Autostraddle. We run into other people too. it's just there's so many different genres that overlap with Otakon 2013 that even if you don't work for a fandom publication, there's a way to make it work for your outlet.
Right. Well, what we told the Daily Dot last year when I started, I've been here just over a year, yay. And initially, our editors didn't quite get why we would cover fandom conventions. And we had a conversation around this time last year when we were covering Dragon Con and LeakyCon. And the way I explained convention culture to them was basically an extension of internet culture. And like conventions are the point at which internet culture happens in real life. And you can see that with the meme cosplay.
Oh yes, definitely.
It's just something that people...
Convention culture is its own culture. I'm waiting for the giant meta convention that's about conventions. For example, one of the guests of honor would be the person who pulled the fire drill at Otakon a few years ago. like that would be their guest of honor. But yeah, going off your idea of the internet memes in real life. It was here at Otakon that the ice cold water guy meme was actually born. Just a few steps from where we're sitting right now, outside the convention center. The meme took off. By the next year, there were people with t-shirts on. There were people cosplaying as Ice Cold Water Guy. So I will be talking to him about first of all, how he feels about being a meme, being a living meme, when he most likely had no intention of doing that, just like most memes go. And kind of just getting a follow-up, now you're ridiculously popular on the internet. What is that like for you? And more importantly, I guess, how's it helped your business?
Yeah, does he sell more water?
Yes.
So another more technical question, tools of the trade, really. I'd like to know, what have been your most essential reporting tools while you've been here at Otakon?
Oh, just a pen and a paper. Pen and a paper. I don't really take a lot of cosplay pictures, especially because I left my best camera at home. But I've been taking, pictures of people on the con floor and try to make them just as casual as possible, because I don't really feel like if you're reporting on fans interacting with other fans, they should just be themselves. But yeah, pen and paper. Obviously, bring your trusty recorder with you at all times, because you never know when you're going to need it. Stock them with batteries, because I've had wonderful interviews where my batteries ran out in the middle of interview. So then I had to, switch to my phone camera or whatever I had on me. So always be prepared. Bring batteries, bring extra pens, and lots of paper.
Yeah, luckily we got this
trendy
notebook from
It's pressed very well.
Yeah, the best thing is it has business card holders.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. So, Mike, what are your tools of the trade?
My trusty Droid 4.
Nice.
It has everything I need in it. I have a little notepad app that I am using. I make sure to carry my charger with me at all times. I think I'm more anchored to the wall now than in the age of phones that actually were anchored to the wall. But it has, obviously a camera, a video camera. I can download a voice recorder app onto it, again, the notepad app. And at the same time, since we are so heavily invested in social media, I can take a picture of a cosplay, get a quote from a fan, and immediately tag the Daily Dot on it in Twitter, Tumblr, anything we want.
Now I feel like a Luddite. Walking around with my pen and paper like I'm in 1950s.
So do I. We were just in a panel together, and I was just sitting here just scribbling away. And there he is, tap, tap, tap.
You can never go wrong with analog, because my tap, tap, tap could run out in the middle of it. And, Lord, what'd you get?
Yeah, I guess, well, for me, it's always good to have both. I like to have a recording, and then I do timestamps, like at 5:15, and then I put a star, like this was a power quote.
I typically, when I take notes on panels, I just start writing angry, bitter comments in the margins. So that can be kind of a thing that happens. But yeah, typically, I always try and comment on what I'm listening to as I'm taking it down. So that way, if I feel like the crowd got really into it at some point, I'll just put a smiley face around the by the quote. So stuff like that.
I think that's a good tip, to kind of have your own shorthand, to kind of have your own style. Do not try to invent that at the event. I mean, you were asking for tools. phone, notepad, and everything like that are good physical tools, but mental tools, be prepared. Know how you're going to do it. Maybe cover something in your life before the event, just as practice or something like that. You run down to the 7-Eleven to buy a soda or something like that, and there's a crowd of people there. Cover that.
Yeah.
There's no newsworthiness whatsoever, but it'll help you prepare for what you're going to be doing for 3 straight days.
Also do your homework. If you know that you're going
Yes.
to be doing a panel on, what's a good example? Visual K. Don't wait until you get to the conference to at least find out what Visual K is, and get like a cursory understanding so that when you talk to people, they don't stare at you like you don't belong here. Because
Right,
there's no
we're at
way.
a fan convention.
And they don't want to
There are
ask
already fans.
Wikipedia questions.
Right.
Mike and I just did an interview with a con Sharon. What would it have been like if we had just been like, so,
What is
Otakon?
Otakon?
What does Oda mean?
uh-huh. Yeah, we did some homework. Well, actually, we're just giant nerds. But if
And we went to a
weren't,
panel. That
yeah, but
lasted
if
a
we
lot.
weren't, we would have had to at least know the basics to keep from wasting anyone's time.
I think that's a very good point. It is a tricky ground being both a fan and a reporter. I know you've written some stuff on that. But I think it definitely helps.
Yeah,
Because you just
definitely.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And working in the TV news business, I've noticed that a lot of the specialized reporters are experts in their fields of choice. For example, our consumer reporter, is a healthy subscriber to all the consumer blogs and things like that.
That gives me
Yeah.
a really good idea for one last question for both of you.
Oh, please.
Okay, so all of us aren't just here for work. I mean, well, we are. We're being professional and we're working hard, but we all kind of love fandom. Like, I'm really into anime.
I'm really into internet memes. Memes and old school video games.
And Asia likes,
I like lots of things. Fan fiction, fan art,
Yep.
/fandom, fan vids, you name it.
So how do you guys balance this? I mean, how do you balance work and play here? Because obviously you also want to have some time for fun.
Yeah, so for me, to be able to report on fandom is, it's work, but it's always fun, even when it's, hard. And I feel like at the end of the day, I'm a fan first because I was a fan before I started working here. I'll be a fan after I'm gone, if I ever leave. And the thing about it being here is, I was always going to conventions before I came to Otakon as a press person. So I can still talk to people, as though I'm a fan. Like, actually, someone came up to me today and they were like, you were the girl who was talking, who said, that you thought Wincest was disgusting at the yaoi table. I was like, no, I would never say that Wincest is disgusting. I know much better than to judge any SPN ship because those people are very intense and each to their own. And I grew up in Harry Potter fandom, so how dare I judge anything? But, so you did not see me at the yaoi table, dissing your OTP. But let's talk about OTPs because I love Slash. So we had a whole conversation about Slash and Tumblr and
It's almost like your interest helped your reporting.
yes, indeed. And that's the thing. Just have fun.
And I think, kind of touching on a point you made, having a history of going to conventions in the first place, you know what to expect. You know there's going to be crowds. You know there's going to be panels, etc. So first of all, you schedule your work and play. Okay, I'm going to cover this panel, this panel, this panel at these 3 times for work. In between, I have an hour and a half. Then I'll go to the dealer's room and indulge myself. And then back to work. And then, so I think knowing what to expect instead of walking in somewhere and becoming a fan at that exact moment, that will not help out your reporting. So just go in there calm and cool, knowing what to expect, and I think that really helps with the reporting a lot.
I think you're right, Mike. Organization is key.
Yes.
But leave yourself some room to be surprised. Like last year,
Oh, yeah.
last year at Dragon Con, my absolute favorite panel of the convention was one that I didn't even plan on going to, and it was about the destruction of Tokyo. It was
Nice.
awesome. So and I didn't actually get to use that in my reporting, but I've used that in countless conversations with fans since. So I love
That's
it a lot.
why I like the hallway, the man on the street type of stuff that I do, because I'm always going to be surprised. I know there will be non-anime cosplay here, but what? I don't know. I freaked out when I saw the guy dressed as Ernest P. Worrell.
Oh yeah.
I love the guy at Anime Boston dressed as Pee Wee Herman. I didn't know what to expect, but I was still surprised at the same time.
Wow. Thank you both so much for taking time out of your very organized schedules of work
Yes.
and play.
We budgeted time for this.
To talk to me about what it's like to be a reporter at Otakon 2013.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, say bye to all my listeners or viewers.
Goodbye,
Bye,
Lawrence listeners.
And our
Bye.
viewers.